Alright, what is up, guys? This is your boy Desecrator playing Orcs Must Die Unchained on the PS4. And today, we got some real stuff to talk about. Alright, and my real stuff, I mean PewDiePie. Yep, I'm going there. And frankly, I don't think enough people have gone there, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm just gonna be honest. That is not acceptable for a grown man to say in any way or form. The fact that he did say it shows that he has no control over his mouth or any of his. Yo, I don't have any more barricades. I literally don't have barricades. We need to, put a barricade there and then put a barricade at the far end. That's how easy this map is, bro. Drop some barricades. If not, we probably screwed because Maximilian is trash. But anyway, you know what? You might as well just leave that there and then just let it, because at least it goes through a guardian. But anyway, while we're waiting for these guys to get their crap together, basically, I'll link a video in the description to another YouTuber, 8 Thoughts, who explains the whole what's actually going on with YouTube and all these rumors about demonetizing and all that. And basically it has everything to do with PewDiePie, because he's the reason that companies are basically leaving YouTube because PewDiePie can't control his mouth. And so they don't want their companies to be represented on or have ads for their companies represented on a site sharing that can't control its members. And yes, that is the correct terminology for that, because frankly, what YouTube has done is let PewDiePie get away with so much stuff that he basically can say whatever he wants and does whatever he wants, and it doesn't really affect him, just everybody else on YouTube. And I'm not going to go into how unfair it is, because I really don't care about it being unfair. What needs to happen is PewDiePie's channel needs to be deleted and erased from this website permanently. And he needs to go find a real job. I'm just going to put it like that. Because you don't know how to conduct yourself in a professional manner. You are an entertainer. Your opinions don't matter. Let's get that straight. When people are off YouTube, when people are at their jobs, when people are working, they don't care about you. You're not important to them. You're only important when they turn you on for the 10 minutes to watch one of your silly videos. That's it. And he doesn't realize that. He does not realize that as a professional, as somebody who's on a professional platform now, YouTube's no longer just an amateur video sharing site. The fact that other companies and businesses have come to this site to get revenue and to basically give gamers a chance to make money by doing what they really like, and by that chance I mean having them place ads on their videos to represent their company. You know, you guys know how all that works. Yeah. The fact that companies would consider that this website is now or was, at least at one point in time, profitable enough and professional enough for them to have their ads put on people's videos is actually a privilege that people have taken for granted. And now that I doubt it will be coming, I honestly doubt doubt that there is a future in YouTube for gamers or people who upload content on an entertainment basis. And that's just the truth. PewDiePie is that one kid in the class that ruined it for everybody else, and the only difference is YouTube can take care of it. They just choose not to. So until they can basically delete his channel and ban him from ever making a YouTube video again, I don't think we'll ever see any sort of professional work back on this platform, at least not within the next, I don't know, give it a decade maybe, because 50 million subscribers mean that YouTube would use a lot of money, but you guys are owned by Google now, so that really doesn't matter. You're owned by a multi-billion-dollar company. Your paychecks are solid regardless of who's on YouTube or not. Okay, and YouTube even tried to adapt and try to get into the streaming industry, which I'm gonna recommend if you're a YouTuber watching this up and coming. Yeah, still upload videos to YouTube, but I would, if you can, stream. Even if it's without the face cam, stream. And do it on Twitch. Do it on Twitch or another streaming platform. Don't do it on YouTube. Because YouTube needs to understand that it's no longer, that it's not just affected by PewDiePie now, okay? Collectively, everybody else has more subscribers than just 50 million. And if you think about all the deals that are being made and all this other stuff and YouTubers you've never even heard about, you know, you just gotta think that PewDiePie, yeah, he's a big chunk of the pie, but only theoretically, because if you look at it realistically, he's maybe not even 1% of all YouTube's income. Not even 1%. And that's just the cold hard truth. He's not as important as he thinks he is, okay? And YouTube's just basically, PewDiePie's their bastard child that they adopted and now they want to get rid of, but they can't. And the only way to do that is to delete his channel. And people would say, oh, you can't just delete his channel. You're a company. Basically, here's how I would put it as a business owner myself. Because you cannot conduct yourself in a way that it professionally represents our company, we can no longer allow you on our video sharing website. Period. Like that type of behavior is not acceptable for anybody really, like at all. Period. Like the fact that PewDiePie said he let it slip. You got to realize, guys, that when somebody says oh, it just slipped, it means that they've accustomed to saying it so much that they have to willfully make sure they don't say it. Now, bear with me on this, guys. If he had to willfully control himself to not say a racial slur like that, that means 9 times out of 10 he probably is a racist. Okay, let's just get that out of the fact. The fact that he has to control himself to not say those kinds of things, and the fact that he let it slip one time, means that he is probably racist, because nobody says that word like that on a continual basis, and it isn't racist. Like at this point, he probably says it all the time, like, and nobody's just realized it because he's been good about keeping his mouth clean, relatively. We're not gonna get into the details there, but relatively. So there's just no exception for that. I guarantee you say that word at Walmart, you get fired instantly. So why should this be any different? Seriously, why should it be any different? If you say it at anywhere, basically, if you say it at any job company, it doesn't matter what position you are. They'll give you like one warning, but you gotta realize, guys, that PewDiePie has had warnings, right? He's had time to change his act. He's had time to, you know, adjust himself. He refuses to do so. And therefore, the adequate and appropriate consequences should be set in motion. And that, at this point, is deleting his channel and banning him from YouTube. If you don't do that, I'm sorry, but YouTube will probably be non-existent. Probably be about as obsolete as MySpace is. And I know that's hard to believe, but it was hard to believe when MySpace went obsolete too. So don't get me wrong, YouTube can easily be replaced, especially since it's sold to Google at this point. Anybody at this point, I can probably go out, make a video sharing website, and as long as I can keep, you know, a decent reputation of it, you know, keeping these PewDiePies off of it, you know, keeping people who can't control themselves or conduct their manner in a professional way off of it, then give it a few years and that could easily become bigger than YouTube. See, this is no longer the age of big corporations and monopolies. This is the age of, you have chances, right? And if you mess up too many of those chances, you could easily be a company that no longer exists. That is a thing of the past. And at this point, I really, like YouTube, people would say, oh, but what about all the people who built on YouTube? You see, the thing is that once you become an entertainer, like once you get at least 1 million subscribers, it doesn't matter what site you're on. It doesn't matter if you go to Twitch. It doesn't matter if you go to, you know, any other video sharing platforms and what that. You're still gonna have, you know, at least 1 million people that are following you. People will find a way to follow you, and content creators need to realize that yes, you do have power when it comes to YouTube. Okay, if every time you refuse to upload a video to their web sharing site, that's less videos that they can profit off, guaranteed. Now you'd say, oh, what would that make a difference? Okay, what if some big YouTubers did it, and then what if everybody started doing it? What if everybody just, you know, or we got at least 5% of including top names, and then just any you know, normal Joe out there just started saying, you know what, forget YouTube, I'm gonna go to Twitch, or forget YouTube, I'm gonna go to Ustream, I think is another one. I guarantee you, YouTube will start noticing that. 5% is a lot, you guys, and especially with big corporations, now that they've sold themselves to Google, that's not going to go unnoticed. They're going to notice that they're losing 5% of their content creators. And with 5% of their content creators are gone, that's easily a good, like, 30% of the people who watch YouTube video or YouTube daily will probably just, you know what, my favorite content creator is not even on this website, so, and I really don't have any other reason to be on this website, so I might as well just switch, right? That's how that works, okay? And the last point I'm gonna make is simple. The only way to put an end to this once and for all, to put this down in the bag, you know, delete PewDiePie's channel and ban him from YouTube. That's it. I've given you a solution. That, I mean, and the thing is that there really is no other solution. There really isn't. Okay. You can't just be like, oh, don't do this again, and give him a slap on the wrist. It hasn't worked. Okay, you've been doing that, and it hasn't worked. It will not work again. It will not work. Period. It hasn't worked before. It's not going to start working. Einstein himself said that his definition of insanity was doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Now that can be argued, you know, in a lot of different ways, but in this case, that is a viable statement, okay? Giving him little slaps on the wrist is not gonna change, you know, the fact that he's clearly a racist. I mean, only someone who is overtly racist would be like, oh guys, I'm not a racist, you know, it was just an accident, we all do it sometimes, as if that's like the normal thing to do. I'm gonna tell you right now that the N-word will never come out of that word will never come out of my mouth in any way, shape, or form. I don't condone it, I don't tolerate, period. And I know that may not mean a lot to you guys, but if I told you I was half black and that my dad was actually South American, would it make a difference? It really shouldn't, but I know it will, so I'm going to go ahead and say that anyway. But yeah, I don't condone it. Honestly, it's offensive, and I have been segregated again. Well, not segregated. I have felt the effects of racism directly and indirectly, and ever since I was a child, and it's not, you know, anybody's fault, but I know how it feels like to be in that situation, and I'm just gonna be honest, that's why I don't tolerate it. Even when you have, you know, African Americans saying that word like it's nothing, I don't even mess with them at that point. Like I can't hang with you if you're gonna talk like that. Like I like to conduct myself in a professional way, you know, try to get rid of that stereotype that all black people are stupid or whatever you believe about, you know, whatever you think is true or whatnot. I don't condone it, and I will not conduct myself in that way or manner. I mean, I don't have a problem with cussing, don't get me wrong, like I don't have a problem with swearing at all. That's not, you know, that's not the issue here. But racial slurs shouldn't be considered as a swear word. It shouldn't. And I don't know where it began, but at this point it needs to stop, and I'll be happy to be the first one to say no, that's not okay. Period. I don't care. Like in any racial slur, like I don't care if it's against Mexicans, white people, black people, it's not okay, period. Okay? And if you even joke about that, I can't hang with you. I just can't. Like, you might be the coolest and chillest person all time. Like, you might be really chill and you might only be joking, but I can't hang with you. That's not something that I will ever be associated with, because it tarnishes your reputation. And even if it wasn't for the reputation, that's not something I'm interested in. But yeah, this is, you know, it's been one of those episodes, a little more serious, a little more dark, but hey, that's why you came to this channel, right? I mean, I would hope so. But anyway, that's it for today. This your boy Desecrator signing off on some real stuff.